Hi guys, welcome to ThomTech Tutorials. I am Thomas and this is session 31 of Azure Data Factory tutorial 2. So in this session we are going to see how to send email notification in ADF and how to create a logic app workflow and make use of that to send out email notification. So before we start, please do subscribe and support. Okay, with that let's begin our tutorial and switch back to our ADF. Okay, so let me just switch back to ADF. Okay, this is our ADF. So our plan is to move a file. Okay, move a file. Let me open a storage account first to explain our use case. So this is our container and we have these folders. So let's get inside the landing folder. So in landing folder we have one file and we have to move this file from source to the aggregation folder. Okay, that's our plan, but unfortunately due to some reason it should fail and we should like send out an email notification. So that's what we are planning to achieve in this session. Okay, so let's go back and create a new pipeline. Okay, so I copied a copy activity, I got a copy activity, and then I will be naming it copying landing files. Okay, then I will click on source, go and select a dataset that I have created, and it is parameterized with respect to both folder name and file name. Okay, so folder name, my source folder name is landing, and file name I can get it from sorry, I can get it from here. Okay, go here, paste it, then go to sync. In sync my folder name will be different, so that's gonna be, let me just click outside, select this folder name, go and select our dataset, and over here we will provide our folder name. Then we can go back and copy our file name from here and paste it into our file name parameter. Okay, then we are good to go. Our copy activity is fine. Now let's go and bring a web activity and paste it over here. Okay, so we can achieve the same with webhook activity as well, and these have some differences. We can cover this in coming sessions. Okay, let's give it a name, send email. Okay, so we can put something like this, and then you have different options like the options which we have already seen in different tasks like timeout interval and retry interval. Okay, so then we have settings. In settings we need to provide a URL, okay, which will be a callback URL from the logic app. Okay, so now let's go to our Azure portal, go back and create a logic app. Okay, so just for search you can go here and search as logic app. Sorry, you can go here and click on logic app. It will show up the logic app details, and if any logic app is already there within this subscription for you, it will show up over here. If you do not have anyone, then you just click on add. Okay, click on add, select your resource group. Okay, select the model. There are two models. Let's select the consumption one. Okay, and then send email. Okay, just give it a name, and then if you want to add any tags, that also you can add tags, like if you want to say this is for environment. Okay, you want to tell what is the environment, this is dev, let's suppose. Okay, and then we can give some other name like it could be owner. Okay, who is the owner? Thomas. Okay, so what will happen, like if you give this tags would be that if anybody is like looking into this logic app, it will give a small description about these information, what is the environment, what is who is the owner. Okay, so those things you can achieve through tags. Click on this and then ultimately click on create. Okay, let it create. It will take like around 30 seconds I believe. Let's wait. Okay, it is deployment is in progress. Okay guys, while this is getting created, it's already created. Okay, so let me just go to that logic app that we have created. So what is this logic app? So this logic app will provide us a interface, a UI interface to create or like send out email notifications, also to move our data from a file share, also to apply a triggers like as in when a file comes to a path, a blob, or email is triggered from an email. So multiple things we can achieve, and we need not have to know any coding language for this. We will have a UI which we can drag and drop and apply some pre-built functions, and we can write our own set of logics. Okay, so that's what we have for like logic app. Now let's scroll down. You see this is the interface of our logic app, and we have multiple common triggers that we can use. So trigger would be like when an HTTP request is received, or when a new tweet is posted on the Twitter, then some action should be performed. So those type of, or when a file is added to the FTP. So this is like a trigger, then we will perform an action. What should be the action and what should be the outcome? Okay, so I will be interested in this when an HTTP request is received. Let's click on this. Okay, and then let me just save it. So this is the HTTP post URL that will be generated. So with that we will get a callback URL. Let's copy this callback URL, okay, and go back to our ADF and paste it over here. Okay, just paste it, and then let's save it for now. Go back to our logic app, and in the logic app we have a JSON body that we need to provide. So what will happen, we need to give a detail about the parameter or the value that we need to receive from the ADF. So I have created a small data. So let's copy, let me just copy this one. Okay, so these are some of the values. Just click on this, use sample payload to generate a schema. We want to get a JSON schema created, so click on this, paste it over here. Okay, I think I have not copied, so I think I'm not able to copy. Okay, so I will be having data factory name, pipeline, subject, error message, and color. Okay, so let me click on done, and automatically the JSON will be created and it will be lined up in a proper way. Okay, so let's see what all things we have. Data factory name, pipeline, subject, error message, and color. Okay, so now our next step would be to go back to our ADF. In the API method, just go and click on post. Why we are clicking on post? Because we want to push the values from the ADF to this URL. Okay, so that's why. Now click on header. In header you can give it as content type equals to application slash JSON. Okay, so that's it. Then in the body you want to give some value, right? Let's go back and give some value. It could be okay. So what we can do, let's go for a dynamic content. Okay, so let me just get this value. So I have created this already for you just to like reduce the length of this session. Okay, so click on this body. Now see why we are going to create a body. So in body we want to pass some values, some text values, in a way that it can pass through the logic app. Click on dynamic content, paste it over here. In this, what we are trying to achieve, data factory name we are getting from this parameter. This is a system parameter. You will get over here, see system variables, right? So if I click this, automatically this will get created. Okay, so I can show you an example. Let's remove this and click on this. See, automatically that has generated, right? So this one, data factory name, pipeline name we can get, and subject. See, so subject is something that we can dynamically get from the prior task, like copy activity or any other task coming from the like a prior flows. Okay, but this time I will just hard code it to as this one. Let me give it a name like pipeline execution failed. Okay, so I've given this value, and in this what I will do is I will select this pipeline message, remove this, and then I will scroll down because my input is coming as a for, right, for each. So I will select on the output coming from the for each. Okay, and then I will double click this, remove this, and give the property as error dot message. Okay, and then over here I will do as color, because I am interested in color, and the color should be red, right? It's fail, so it will be red over here. Okay, nice. So just 1 second. Okay, so color we have given. Now let's click on OK and save this. Okay, now let's go to the logic app. In the logic app we already have our body defined, JSON defined. Now what we have to do, the next step, click on this to add a step and create a variable to initialize a variable. Okay, let's variable. Okay, let's search for variable and we will get like multiple components, and then we will decide which one to pick up. Okay, scroll down, just scroll down, you will see initialize variable. Okay, let me select this and give a name to this variable as email body. Okay, go down, give a string to it because we want to get a string of it, right? And then we will give a value to it, that is we will give a HTML tags which will help us to beautify our email notification body. Okay, paste this value over here, and you see this is like a header, and this we have like giving a style for color for the subject line or like a title, and then we are making our data factory titles as bold. So all those type of things we are doing just to beautify our message. Okay, now what I will do, I will simply click on this. Okay, scroll down and I will get the values coming from my logic app schema that we have defined in the JSON. Okay, click on color, then in the title select this title. So these values like within this underscore, this is just a dummy value, we need to replace this with whatever we are getting from our JSON output. Okay, then we will be selecting the title will be our subject. Okay, this has been selected. Then we have data factory name, click on data factory name. Okay, then we have pipeline name, select the pipeline name. After that we have error message. In error message we already have that in a variable, select this. Then ultimately we have time. Okay, so we can say uh, execution time or execution generated time, something like generated time. Okay, click on this, go over here in the expression, search for UTC function, select this, click on OK, and you see we are good to go. We have all the values being updated. Color is there, subject, data factory name, pipeline name, error message, and UTC time. Okay, then let's go and save it. Go back, save this as well, just verify one more time this activity, pull it to the top, and then just view it. Yeah, all looks good. Okay, and now let's try to trigger it and let's see what happens. Yeah, now we need to intentionally fail this as well, right? So what we can do, we can go to the source, and instead of landing folder we will make it as landing one, which is actually not a existing folder. It is not existing, this folder is not existing in the data lake, so it should fail, right? And our intention is to fail this. So click on this and change it to failed. Okay, then good, we can save it, and then let's try to trigger it. Let me just trigger it and let's see how it executes. Okay, so this component has failed, and then immediately email notification has triggered, and it has like sent an email to my email ID. But one thing, have you noticed, like we have not, in the logic app we have not given anywhere the specific component to send out an email, right? We have initialized the variable, we have everything in our body. Now we forgot to add one task, that is click on new step and search for Gmail, or if you are using an Office account, go for like Office 365 or something. Everything will be available in logic app. Okay, now click on Gmail. Okay, so when I click on Gmail I have these many options: delete, get, read, move. I will select the send one, send email, and then it will ask for my email ID. See, so I have an option to change connection or add a new connection when initially I will configure this. Okay, so over there you just have to pass your email ID, it will just verify, and we have to grant the permission, okay, to the logic app to access your Gmail. Okay, that's it. So it's already configured for me. I will just put my email ID over here, tomtech20 this Gmail. That's it. Now let's click on this parameter. In parameter, what I want to do, subject, click on this subject. Okay, so what is going to be my subject, click on this subject and pass the values from here. Okay, and in my body let's click on body. In my body, what I'm going to do, click on this and get that body value from, let's see, more values, yeah, from this variable that we have initialized in the previous step. Click on that and then let's save it and let's check what comes out of it. Let's go back and trigger one more time the pipeline and let's see. So in the meantime, I can show you that we have not received any email from the last step because email was not configured. Okay, so now let's wait for this execution and let's see what happens. Okay, it has failed and it has executed an email. Let's see if we get any email. Let me just refresh the screen. Yeah, I think we already got, see, pipeline execution failed. So as of now it's showing as me, right? When you're working on like in companies and organizations or in a project, so that time you might be using some sort of like a service account. So that service account will be driving these executions and sending of emails and everything. Okay, so now click on this email. Now see, it has given the subject line as pipeline execution failed. Pipeline execution failed in red. It has bolded what is the data factory name, what was the pipeline that failed, and what is the error and time generated. So we can put a colon as well to like show much more beautified way of email, okay, representation. So I think pretty much now you guys have got like how to use or how to make use of web activity and logic app in the ADF to send out email notification. Okay, so guys, if you have enjoyed my session, please do let me know, and if you have any questions, do let me know. I will be more than happy to help you guys. Okay, so guys, that's it for this session, and thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. Bye.